Brazil came forward, and Wilder immediately looking for an opening. There's that hook. Big shot that missed. Double it up on the jab. There's a right hand and a left. This is from overhead. Brazil looking to close off the distance. And Wilder, there's a right hand. Backed up Brazil. And now Wilder gaining confidence. There's a right hand that staggered Brazil. And Wilder went after him. And then Brazil pretty much turned around. He threw a big overhand right that caught Wilder. Wilder staggered. It might have hurt him a little bit. And Wilder was trying to tie up with Brazil. Brazil's confidence was reestablished. But then take a look at this. Wilder still keeping his distance. Good night. Good night. Taking a look at it again. There's that right boom. Right on the chin. Brazil crumpled over. Boom. Talk about the finish. And Brazil looking up at the lights. They love it. My goodness. Here is.
What's going on, everybody? Raptors, it's good to see you. I'm gonna give it a little time. Set up a few things. A lot of news in the world of sports today. NBA boycott. Some FSU news. A key DB changing positions to wide receiver. Talk about all of that. But I'm gonna set some stuff up here. Then we'll get on back to this Louisville game, which froze on me last time, which is why I'm replaying it. What's going on, Rose? Give me 1 second, folks. And we're going to get to it. Oh. Let's get this thing started. Send out a couple links and we'll get it started. Rose said, War Chant said Purdy is out 5 more weeks. Yeah, if that's the case, then Purdy's, you can chalk this season up to a red shirt. No point of playing Chuba this year at all. If that's the case. Man, what is going on here? Hold on. Change this. I don't know why. The title didn't change. Bam. Whoa. Come on. Copy. Alright. What college football we got this week, Raptor? Nobody's playing this week, are they? Oh, can't be. Am I crazy? I had no idea, Raptor. That's what's up, though. Alright, let's get it going. Man, so if you haven't heard, Isaiah Bolden is switching positions, man. Isaiah Bolden is playing wide receiver. I think that is DJ Matthews still has a return to the team. But having Isaiah Bolden switch to receiver, I think that's a good switch. I don't think Isaiah was gonna break the rotation in that secondary. That secondary is deep and talented, and his name wasn't really getting mentioned when we talk about corners. And he has a chance with FSU DJ Matthews sort of being up in the air. He has a chance, and I believe the freshman Williamson suffered another injury. And And so Bolden's got a chance, man, to be. Bolden's got a chance to make some some legit waves over there at the receiver. I mean, he's a big kid. He's 6'2", 200 plus. He's good with the ball. He has good ball skills. I mean, you can see that on the few. I think he has I know he had one interception against Boise last year. They used him on kick returns, which means he's good with the ball in his hands. I mean, that's a guy who's going to make that transition, and I think that'd be a good transition for Isaiah Bolden, man. I really do. And yeah, I think with DJ status being up in the air, I agree, Rose. It's more than likely we might not see DJ come back. That's about all the FSU news we got. But again, man, the NBA players have boycotted games today. There will be no basketball games today due to another shooting in Wisconsin. Stuff's getting ridiculous out here. But so yeah, the NBA's boycotting. FSU's making switches to the roster. Rodemaker's looking like QB2 for right now. Purdy does hurt the depth, man. I will say that. Purdy hurts the depth. College football really coming on Saturday. I mean, that's good, though. We get the first glimpses at some college ball. I'll probably check it out just to see how the field. Granted, those are two smaller schools, Central Arkansas and Austin Peay, obviously. Those are two small schools, but still just to get a feel for that atmosphere. No. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And Louisville's about to get in this ass. Look at that. Louisville's about to get in my ass right now. Next weekend is official Army art, though. Also, did you see ESPN's new scoreboard? I didn't see this new scoreboard. There you go, Hamza. Didn't see that. And if you're wondering again why I'm replaying this Louisville game, played it last stream. It froze on me at the end. So here we are, replaying the Louisville game. I beat them. We'll see if we can beat them again. So it is on Heisman. Let's go, Asante. All right, we'll just take it. Do you think we have a chance at a lineman that hit the portal? From what I saw, Rose, from that lineman, he already announced he was committed to Baylor. So I think we might just want to forget about that. Now, I could be wrong on that. If anybody wants to correct me or look that up real quick, because I'm not going to look it up right now because I'm playing the game. But if I'm not mistaken, hold on, what am I doing? I just do Ask a Coach in this series. If I'm not mistaken, I think that kid's already committed to Baylor. And FSU's already issued a couple of the scholarships that freed up with Laybourne dismissal and stuff. I don't even know now. I mean, they gave Wyatt Rector, put him on scholarship, put Sheffield on scholarship. Sheffield definitely deserves it. Not saying Wyatt doesn't, but Sheffield's been here already, 3-4 years? He deserves that scholarship. And I don't know if they have any more scholarships freed after that. Rupter says there is a meeting with the All-NBA player at ACE to discuss what to do. So the Milwaukee game's already been canceled. LeBron James tweeted out that they're sick of it or whatever, if you follow him on Twitter. And there's been reports that the Lakers won't play today, that there's been talks that Oklahoma and Houston has decided not to play. I don't think we're going to get any basketball games today, man. I think all games are going to be canceled. So the players are going to exercise their voice. We'll see what impacts that make. You know, when you start interfering with TV revenue and all of this stuff. I'm not even on the camera. Hold on, let me fix my camera. Y'all can't even see me. Y'all looking at the wall. But when they start interfering with the TV ratings and all of that, yeah, you're gonna. Who knows? Is it gonna make an impact in like arresting the cop? I don't know, but I like personally to see the players utilize that platform, and too many times people just want these players, whether they're football or basketball or whatever, they just want them to play the sports and not have an opinion on issues, and I'm all for the players voicing their opinion. That's just me. Oh, Terry, how you drop that? Yeah, just check. Jake Burton's Twitter, he committed to Baylor. Yeah, I think I saw that last night, so another won't be getting that tackle. Honestly, man, I think FSU's done with the portal. I don't think I don't think we'll be taking on any more players, man. What are we, like literally 2 weeks away from the college football? So I don't necessarily see. I don't know. I don't see it. But hit the like button, guys. Send out some links. Let people know I am live. I kind of like this form more so now. Instead of just recording videos of me playing the game, I'd rather do them live, and we can come on here and talk while I play the game. Makes it more interactive. I think it's better. I think it's more fun this way. Man, what the? Come on. I think it's more fun this way. So I enjoy doing it this way. So I'm gonna keep going it like this for the time being. Still gonna do my videos with the game because I enjoy playing this game. This game is from 2014 / this dude just ran my guy over. Oh my God. Louisville might beat me. This game is from 2014 / 2013. And in my opinion, it's better than Madden. It's better than Madden. Madden's so trash. They literally give you the same game every year in Madden. And nobody speaks out against it. Everybody just pays their money and gets the game. I'd rather play NCAA. That's just me, though. Raptor says, in my opinion, I understand that they are trying to do, but 90% of it won't be changing long. I love the players voicing their opinions, though. What's going on, Jalen? So yeah, Raptor, I kind of agree with you. Like, I don't think in the big scheme of things, do players not playing a basketball game really gonna change any systematic issues that exist, whether it's in the police force or in politics? No, I don't think so. It's not gonna really change it, but it does put a spotlight on it. It does what it does do, especially in an election year. Like, we gotta remember, man, this is an election year. Some people think this is one of the biggest elections of our lifetime. With the state of America, with the pandemic, with the social unrest, the media is not talking about it as much, man, but there's still protests going on out there. There's still people in the streets fighting the good fight, protesting and doing what they do. This puts a spotlight on it. It makes politicians have to answer questions about this type of stuff, but normally they wouldn't want to or have to. So it does raise an eyebrow or an ear to the situation. Doesn't players not playing gonna really affect change? Can't say. Not too sure it does. But hey, put a spotlight on it. Make some of these people answer questions. I'm sorry, Pope, but it's not better than Madden 21. Jalen, you're crazy. You're absolutely insane. NCAA is better than NCAA 14 is better than the last 5 Maddens. See, I'm old enough to remember when Madden was actually a good game. When Madden would actually revolutionize things year after year and add something new. they've taken so much stuff out of Madden that if you go back to Madden 04, Madden 05, Madden 08, had more features than Madden 21 has. Not to mention, in 2020, the gameplay's still broken in Madden. Unrealistic as hell. Madden is trash. It just is what it is, Jalen. I'm sorry. And you're younger, so to you, Madden's the only football game, Jalen, you've probably ever known. But I remember when there was 2K and there was Madden. And to this day, 2K5 is still the best football game ever made. Look up the new features. There are no new features, Jalen. What? The little NBA, not NBA, the little NFL Street Mode they added? Psst, that don't mean nothing. Nobody cares about that. That's just a way for these guys to sell you more, make you have to buy more stuff, and you got to buy more customizable items. That's the only thing. That mode is just to sell, make more money, man. Come on. There's no new features. That franchise mode Madden has been the same for the last 5 years. Tell me I'm lying. Madden is trash and has been for a long time now. And I need to pay attention to this game because I am getting beat. He's just a young buck. He don't know about NCAA 14. Man, we're not even... Right. I think Jalen plays NCAA. But the point is, even if you don't... Jalen doesn't know about the older Madden games that were actually good Madden games. Or the old 2K NFL games with T.O. on the cover. Those were... You can go play 2K5 right now, and it's legit. Let's go, Terry. It's legit. Better gameplay, better physics, better mechanics than what Madden is right now. Mr. Pope, do you think players who can make it to the NFL draft will play 3 years in college? Did something change, Noel-blooded? And thank you for joining. I don't know if I said what's up to you already, but thank you for tuning in. But oh my God, I fumbled. Oh my God, And unless something's changed, players have to play a minimum of 3 years in college. Did that change? I didn't hear anything about that changing. These kids got to play 3 years. Period. If you take the college route. See, that's what's so. That's what kind of upsets me so much about the XFL, the new XFL, not the old gimmick XFL, but this new XFL league is what kind of, because what the basketball players had that the NFL or the football players don't have, they have multiple opportunities. And what you're seeing now from basketball players is if they don't want to go waste their time in college for a year, they just go overseas for a year, play professionally, and then still enter the draft. So basketball players have multiple avenues to the NBA. They do not have. I hit me with a screen. Was that not a chop block? Y'all not see him chop block me? God, I'm finna lose, y'all. I'm finna lose. But what I was saying is basketball players have that liberty of choosing multiple avenues to the NBA. Basically, if you're trying to play football, you have to go to college. You have to go through the NCAA and play college ball. There's no other. I've never heard of a guy going straight to the Canadian Football League and going to the NFL. Right? That junk doesn't really happen that way. I was hoping that XFL could have filled a void where maybe the XFL targeted some high school kids and you play in the XFL for an amount of time and then go to the NFL. If they redshirt their freshman year, they can come out their sophomore year. Right, but they still have to be 3 years in college ball, though, is the point I'm making. I know that much. So redshirt sophomore, yes, can declare, but he's already been 3 years out of high school. And I don't see that changing for the NFL. And quite frankly, Um, I've always liked the NFL rule more so than the NBA rule, right? I think the NBA should allow kids straight out of high school. NBA is not a NBA is not as physically demanding as the NFL. God dog, he hit me with another screen. He's killing me with the screen. The NBA is not as physically demanding as the NFL. I don't care who you think the best high school football player is. He is not ready for D1 football. Excuse me, he's not ready for NFL football. Look up the player rankings right now and go and tell me who's the best high school football player in the country. If I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, I believe it's a defensive end out of California. I think his last name is Foreman. Not sure. I think it's a defensive end out of California who's the number one overall prospect in the country right now in high school football. That kid ain't ready for the NFL. Not at all. He needs college. The truth is, as much as you hate the fact that they've monopolized the sport to that degree, these kids have to go to the NCAA and they have to go to college to get to the NFL. The fact is they need it. Football's too physically demanding. There are grown men, 30-year-old grown men still in their prime in the NFL who will kill some of these kids. These kids needs the physical, more so than anything, they need the physical development that the college game provides. And I agree with it. I don't care how good a high school kid is, he ain't ready for the NFL right now. Corey Foreman, yep, that's what I'm talking about, Raptor. NCAA is way better than Madden now, besides hit sticks and graphics. Right. And that's the only thing Madden does. That's the only thing Madden does year in and year out, Raptor. Only thing Madden does is they up the graphics and people get people are satisfied with, I guess, a game just looking really good. Who cares about if the game glitches on catches? Who cares about the AI being dumb as hell and not making any adjustments? Who cares that you can run the same 5 plays in a row and the game will never make any adjustments to that? Like, all that basic stuff that a game should have featured in the year 2020 doesn't exist. Who cares about that? As long as the players look pretty, as long as the graphics look cool, as long as the menus and the you know, I can go on and on about Madden. It's a shame how far that franchise has fallen. Rose says basketball kids out of high school going to the G League. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rose. Kids in basketball, you can go to the G League off the rip, making $500K. You can go overseas and sign $1 million contracts right off the bat, and then still go to the NBA and make the big bucks. NFL players, football players, they don't have that luxury. And I don't see it changing. And it shouldn't change. Now, again, I was interested in seeing could the XFL fill the void and give these kids another avenue of approach. You know, a way for them to get paid, still get that development, and then go to the NFL. I was all in favor of the XFL. If they were, they could have lasted. But that didn't happen. I know The Rock bought the XFL. So we'll see how. Come on. Nice catch, Warren. Nice throw, Chubba. We'll see how The Rock revamps that league. And again, if I'm the brain trust in the XFL, I don't just target, practice squad players from the NFL. I'm not going to, like, a 3-star doesn't need to be in the XFL. But if I'm the XFL, I would target the top 50 players in high school. Kids that are already physically, from a physical standpoint, look the part. You still have to develop them, but, we're not gonna go out there and get a bunch of 3-star kids. Those kids can still take the college football route. But if the XFL wants to go after the number 1 overall recruit in the country, I say go for it. If they want to go over the number 1, like Mims. If Mims wanted to go to the XFL and test his mettle, I say go for it. So I'm all for that. Hold on. Come on, Dan. All right. I'm glad The Rock bought the XFL. Yeah, he did. Basketball kids out of high school. Yeah, read that one. I agree with the NCAA is better than Madden. Now the Reds and Brewers are boycotting the MLB. By the way, okay. Yeah, you can make a case. That I think me and one of my friends was talking about it earlier, man. I think a lot of sports leagues should do what the NBA does. And one thing about the NBA is that their players have the freedom to really be out in front of whatever they want to be, talk about and I mean, we've seen it in the NBA. They don't have a problem with their players kneeling. They don't have, more sports leagues should take that approach. I get why they don't, because these sports leagues, as much as it's entertainment for us, it's a business for the owners and all that. And if they feel like a certain thing could jeopardize the revenue, they're not going to have it. So I understand things from an owner's perspective. Whether I agree with it or not is different, but I understand why they don't do these things. But I like to see the MLB taking notice too. I like to see it. I like to see it. I just realized the clock was running out. See, look, talking to y'all, man, I be not even in the game like that. What else? Okay, nothing else. But yep. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the sports world. We guys got a lot of stuff going on. 2020 has been a hell of a year, man. And not in a good way. Let's go, Corey. 2020 has been a ridiculous year. And we're past the halfway point of 2020, man, and it ain't getting no better. It's crazy. This will be 1 year to forget. Back out. Back in the game. Let's go. But I figured I'd hit the little live stream up today. With all this stuff going on, I feel we could talk about it for sure. Get some gameplay out the way. Because I like it. I like talking about this stuff. You've been killing me on the ground all game. I do agree with that. NCAA is better than Madden. Oh, now you agree with me. Well, thank you for agreeing with me, Jalen. I mean, look, Jalen, if you got an opinion and you like Madden, I got you. I understand it. You're younger. Madden's been your only game, really, that outside. But, even NCAA is still made by EA. Even though I feel like they've always put more attention to detail in the EA games. I mean, in the NCAA games. I was trying to go deep there. But I'm telling you, man, if we talking about boycotting, I wish people would boycott Madden. And it's not because I hate Madden. Like, damn it, I want Madden to be good. That's the thing. I want Madden to be good. I called the wrong play just then. I want to play Madden, have an in-depth franchise mode, all of that good stuff. But we don't get that. Come on, Terry, you had that. Perfect. That was a perfect pass. Oh, 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 oh. I just keep trying to hit Terry deep. I almost threw another pick. Go going to halftime. So we got the MLB boycotting today. Tyler, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. We got the MLB. Yep, Brewers and Reds won't play their game on tonight. Isaiah Bolden's moving the corner, Tyler. I don't know if you heard that news. I like the move because I like Bolden's size. He's a legit 6'2", probably 200 plus now. So I like the move there. Well, that pretty much tells me DJ's gone, baby. I think Norvell. I didn't watch Norvell's I didn't watch his press conference today. Then I just haven't got around to it. I heard some notes from it, and I believe he says DJ's still on the teams, but he is resolving some issues, and he wouldn't. One thing about Norvell, I've been saying it for a while. He doesn't give you much. And the most he would pretty much say is, DJ's trying to resolve some issues, whatever that means. We may not see DJ. And the move of Isaiah Bolden is a plus. I don't think he was going to get much burn back there in that secondary. Apparently a lot of guys have picked their game up in that secondary. So it's only right to move one of these guys, give him another opportunity to shine. And he's going to have some opportunity to shine there. With his size, I think I did a fake punt on accident. Damn it. I thought Bolden was moving to wide receiver. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about, Tyler. Yep, Bolden's gone. Oh, he's moving to receiver. Not gone, but moving to receiver. And again, I like the move. That was the guy they were already using him on kickoff return. So apparently, he's obviously shown some sort of skills with the ball in his hands. Now you just gotta teach him some route running and all that good stuff. You might not see him contribute immediately, but I think he's a guy to watch out for in the future for sure. This game is pretty good. Thanks, Raptor. I'm trying. They're running the ball at will. Look at it. They got 151 yards, man. Can't stop the run for nothing. Only thing that's keeping me in the game really is I've gotten 2 interceptions so far. And they're breaking tackles like crazy. Did you hear about Mackenzie Alexander? I did hear something about Mackenzie Alexander. I didn't pay much attention to it. Like, I read over it. What was that? What was it, Raptor? I saw it yesterday, something with his name on it, but I didn't really pay much attention to it, right? But I do know he did make the news. Here, let me Google it real quick. I'm trying to Google it real quick. And look, while I'm Googling, they're driving down the damn field. Bengals, Mackenzie Alexander arrested for battery. Father still missing. Okay. So I did hear yesterday, now that I see that sparks my memory, that he had left camp to search for his father or something, but I didn't know he was arrested for battery, though. That sucks to hear that the man's father's missing. Emmett Rice, Ronaldo Green changing their jersey numbers. Oh, get the damn tackle. Look at it. We can't tackle. Basically, he left practice, right, after the father apparently kidnapped Alexander. I think jumped the person who kidnapped his father, and that person asked for a warrant. Okay. So here's the question. Did they end up finding his dad? That's the number one question, right? That's all that we should even care about. Did they end up finding his dad? I don't know why T2I coming here with the smiling emojis. What you smiling for? Don't be coming here smiling. I'm winning. So I don't know why you in here trying to talk shit, because I'm winning. As long as they found his dad, and if that's the case, man, I don't blame Mackenzie Alexander for whooping some ass on somebody who kidnapped. Like, come on, man. If it was me, I've always said this, man. If it's, God forbid, something like that ever happens to a family member or one of my kids, but I ain't gonna whoop. I'm not whooping no ass. I'm airing everything out. Everybody dying. I'm saying it right here on camera. You mess with one of my kids, kidnap, whatever the case, you, your grandma, your dog, the goldfish, I'm putting holes in you. So I would advise anyone to leave my family. So he's lucky that all he did was get his ass whooped. Okay, no, the dad's still missing, according to Rose, which sucks. Yeah, you see that? T2I, I can't freaking tackle for shit. Just like them Hurricanes. Polk, I was lying about Nick. No, man, that tape yesterday that we looked at was one of the more impressive high school quarterback tapes I've seen in a while. You know, airing out motherfuckers while listening to Lil Durk or Lil Straight Up Taylor. I'm airing everything out. Let's go, Jay Sean. Let's go. Straight up the gut. Laugh at that, T2Y. Laugh at that. Laugh at that. Y'all better get used to seeing that. Boy, he going to be running all over them sorry-ass Canes this year. And that's why, Tyler, but that's why I said his tape, to me, was better than Purdy's. You know, it's kind of hard breaking or talking about tape when you're looking at it with another person. Because when I review like tape or gameplay, I look at things differently than I think a lot of people. So when I was looking at that stuff yesterday on Noel night, we had different opinions, but you know, it is what it is. But when I review tape, I'm looking at things from a different perspective. That's just me. But that kid's got a nasty release and he's deadly accurate. Very good tape. Come on. All right. Rapper goes, do you think Quinn Sewers is worth the hype? The 2022 quarterback, Quinn Sewers. So I haven't even watched his tape, but he recently committed to Texas, if I'm not mistaken. but I haven't really watched much of his tape. I'll check him out. I mean, pretty much the sixth nationally #1 overall quarterback. That'd be a good thing. What I'll do, I'll compare Quinn Sewers and the Nico tape because we'll see how good that kid is. I haven't watched his tape, Raptor, so I'll check him out. See, look at that. We can't tackle. Look, oh, you see that stiff arm guy, dog. He stiff armed him across the field. And then I get a face mask. Well, that's the only way we seem to be able to tackle the man. Shit. That stiff arm was nasty. Man, the game cheating. Tyler says, yeah, Turnt likes to hype people up. You like to be more analytical. I just like to be, and this ain't a knock on Turnt or anybody. I just like to give it straight. I'm not here to hype anything up. I just talk about what I see. If I like what I see, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good play. That was good scheme. Sometimes it ain't always about the scheme. Sometimes players just make plays, man. Sometimes guys are just dogs. And that's what I was trying to explain on the kickoff that we were debating about yesterday, where he's like, that's just good coach. I'm like, man, that was just number 14 being a dog. Just fast. You know what I'm saying? So, not a knock on anybody. You want to call it analytic, whatever. I know what I'm looking at when I look at these things, so it is what it is. There go T2Y, man. He yelling at me. He laughing at me again. I know you saw that stiff arm. That stiff arm was nasty, T2Y. God, dog. Yeah, Quinn Ewers, I said the autocorrect is killing me. Yeah, I'm going to check his tape out. I haven't watched his tape. Mainly because if he's not a Florida State prospect, right, I don't pay too much attention to it. But I'll check him out. See how he compares to FSU's quarterback target. God dog it. Will you be installing that mod that updates? You can get it on consoles too. So I have heard about the mod. Yep. I want to install it. The issue I'm hearing, though, is you need to mod your PS4. You need to have a modded PS4 or something. Or PS3. And I heard if you mod your PS3 that it won't let you play on the online servers, and I'm currently in an online dynasty mode on NCAA with a couple of my buddies. So I don't want to mess that up, but I do want that update so bad. I saw some screenshots from it. They got the updated jerseys, updated stadiums. The guys who did that stuff put a lot of work into it. And that it looks really dope. But I don't want to mess up because when you mod things and you mod or jailbreak your consoles and stuff, a lot of times the servers won't recognize it no more because that's how cheaters get to put in cheat codes and all that stuff. So if I can do it and still be able to play online, I'm definitely gonna do it. And maybe once that online mode is done, I might do it anyway. I'd love to see some tape breakdown of Nico when he commits or something. That's what anytime we get a guy that commits, I break down the tape, Tyler. The only thing about so we recently had the 1DN who committed. I don't like to break down the 2022, 2023 commits because, again, you're looking at, a lot of times you're looking at JV tape. You're not even looking at real varsity level. It's hard to evaluate how that guy transitions to the next level when he's playing against JV talent in Arizona. You feel me? So I like to do the current guys. The 2020 class is what I'm currently focused on. What I am gonna do is, since recruiting is a little bit slow right now, thinking about going back and doing some tape on some of the guys that we already have committed, like a Brandon Jennings, a Luke Altmaier, Joshua Farmer, some of those guys, break down some of those tapes since I haven't. I think I'm going to go back and do some of those. Stiff arm him almost, man, you know what? I ain't even mad at you, Teacher White. That shit was funny. He stiff armed me to the damn logo. Stiff armed me to the logo, man. That was crazy. Well, I use offline dynasty, so I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, I run an offline dynasty too, but yeah, if I just ran offline dynasty, I'd definitely do it. No hesitation. Now I don't know how you do it on the console. I would have to look into that, obviously, and see how you even. It's probably complicated. I don't know. But because I'm on this online dynasty, I just want to hold off on it. And plus, I don't think the mod's available yet. I don't think they're quite done with it. So, but I definitely want to do it. It looks really good. Like Luke Altmaier breakdown would be awesome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back and do the Luke Altmaier, Brandon Jennings. Try to see who have I done. I got to go back see who I've already done. Then I'm gonna go back and do the guys I ain't done yet. So Luke Altmaier, Brandon Jennings are guys I know I haven't done. I know for a fact I haven't done them. I don't think I've done like a Marion Cooper's hate. Or have I done Cooper? I don't know. I gotta go back and see who I've done and who I haven't done. Then I'm gonna break all of that down. Raymond, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. These kids partying at school. Of course they're gonna party. Like, here's the thing, teach you why with that, bro. I think people gotta be realistic. First of all of these kids, all of these high school kids that's going to college, they didn't get a prom. They didn't get a senior night. They didn't get none of that stuff that we got when we were seniors. All that stuff was canceled. You don't think the first night away from home on a college campus, they ain't gonna turn up? Man, they're gonna turn up. They're gonna party. These kids don't care about the pandemic because they're young. And you know when you're young, you feel invincible. You don't really think that stuff's going to affect you. The facts, like I'm not going to sit here and try to spew facts on the pandemic. But the facts of the pandemic are, what is the average age of the deaths are like 78 years old. That's not something I'm making up. That's a hardcore fact. The average age of the deaths of the people that died from this pandemic are like 78 years old. So the kids don't feel like, what are they thinking? Okay, I'll get sick, get a little cough, and I'll be all right. That's the mindset. So they gonna party. They don't care. You ain't gonna be able to, and you're not gonna be able to police it. If the college campuses really cared that much, you would have did online classes for everybody and told everybody to keep their asses home. The reason they didn't do that because they need that tuition money and all that other extra stuff. I got that. As long as the key is going to be what college football players have discipline. That's what it's going to boil to. Which college players, one, are going to have discipline, and what does the program do to a player that breaks protocol? Because again, no one's forcing these kids to play. So in my opinion, a program's got every right to enforce a safety procedure, and if you break it, to discipline you in whatever action that may be, whether that's a dismissal or whatever. Because, in my opinion, no one forces you to play. You're being, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a certain word, I can't think of the word, but like full autonomy. You cannot play with no repercussions this year. You don't lose any eligibility, nothing. You stay on the team. So why then agree to play and then put your team and the season at risk by being a bonehead? So I think if you agree to play, you should stricter penalties for players if you agree to play. If you don't want to face those penalties, or you still want to go out there and do what you want to do, just opt out and go live a normal college life. I don't see the issues there. But if you're gonna put on the pads and say you want to play football, then you got to live up to a standard, whatever that standard of that program is that it sets. Miami included, of course, kids, bro. I hate that people want to make it seem like it's just happening at North Carolina, or it's just happening at Tallahassee, or it's just happening at Texas. Bro, every single college campus is going to be turned up. There's no way around it. These are 18, 19, 20-year-olds. They don't give a damn about that. I saw videos of South Beach. They are turned up on South Beach right now. Talking about the pandemic is fake. These people don't care. It is what it is. Hawaii, yesterday, just recently shut down again. The governor put everything on a shutdown for 2 weeks because the numbers have been spiking. All right, Raptor, see you, homie. COVID isn't going anywhere, even after the vaccine. COVID, no, I completely agree, Tyler. This COVID thing is going to be it's going to be another seasonal or yearly. It's going to be like the flu or H1N1. It's not going anywhere. The thing about COVID that is with me is I believe the numbers of the people that have had it are way higher than what everybody thinks. I think there's a bunch of people that haven't went to get tested, don't feel the need to go get tested, feel they just had the common flu or something, got a little sick, brushed it off in 2 weeks or however long it lasts, and went on about their lives. I think once they can fully understand the virus, I think everything will go back to normal. But I think the panic is nobody quite understands it. Like the mask thing, I don't think the mask thing is helping. Because just speaking from Hawaii's standpoint, you're required to wear a mask in any public area you go. Yet the numbers are still going up. So if you have to wear a mask, but the numbers are going up, are the masks even working? I think at a certain point, we just got to understand that if you're got preconditioned ill, if you got undisclosed ill, like an undisclosed disability or something, some pre-existing stuff that nobody knows about, or if you're old, you're just at a higher risk, and that younger people don't really seem to be affected by much. It's just the way it is. And it's the same way with the flu, which is so funny. If an elderly person gets the normal flu, that thing's liable to take them out because they just have a weakened immune system. Where if a younger person gets the flu, you might be in the bed for a few days. Some people like myself, when I get sick, I'm one of those people where I push through a cold or I push through the flu. Like I push through it. I'm still going to go and do whatever. Like if I have a sore throat, some people can't eat, I'll force myself to eat. I hate being sick and I just push through it. Some people are like that. Some people get bedridden for a couple days. It just is what it is. If a player tests positive, do you think the team should know? That's an interesting question. I talked about this before when Warren came out with his stuff. And I said it before, I think if you go by HIPAA, they're not required to release those type of things to these players. Is this a different circumstance? Should players know? I don't know. I think it's such a dicey question to me. Because you got to respect a person's medical privacy. Right? While at the same time, you want to keep the entire team safe. But I don't think the players are dumb. Right? Like if you're Miami and you're at practice and one day De'Aaron King just isn't at practice for 2 weeks, you kind of know what the fuck happened. You know he probably came down with COVID, and you know if you were hanging around with him or not. So I don't think people are as like oblivious to the situation as Warren Thompson or somebody would try to make it seem. But at the same time, you got to respect the player's privacy while keeping other people safe. It's a touchy situation. Again, I talked about it from my standpoint of being in the military, right? There are people that I work with that if you just check, you can check like the numbers or whatever. There might be people in a unit that are HIV positive, male or female, and you don't know. Am I at liberty? Should I get to know who that person is in case, right? If I'm a single soldier, should I know who has HIV or maybe another illness or not? Or should I probably shouldn't know? So you don't want to, I don't know, man. You don't want to release a player's medical information to the team. It's touchy. I'm not. I don't know. I don't think you should disclose medical information, but at the same time, I do. Damn, I called a field goal block and they scored. Thomas says they shouldn't be allowed to disclose medical info without the player allowing it. See, there you go. But see, why the problem with telling the team, all these kids run the social media. So as soon as you tell the team, hey, Greg Rousseau is tested positive for COVID, there's going to be a teammate that's going to be like, man, I was hanging around with Greg Rousseau this weekend, and this man had COVID, and nobody said nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is basically the situation that we just went through with Warren Thompson. He felt some type of way because he was hanging around DJ Matthews, and nobody told him that the man had COVID. But DJ Matthews went on social media and posted that he had it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you create that ridiculous situation on your own. I think if that particular player wants to announce it, then, you know what I mean? If I'm on FSU's roster and I test positive, and for the safety of my teammates, I decide, hey guys, I tested positive, stay away from me for 2 weeks or whatever, I gotta isolate, then that's fine. If that individual player wants to announce that he has COVID, he should be allowed to do that. I know some teams are announcing, like I know FSU's program, they're not releasing specific numbers. Some schools are, but they won't give names to those numbers. There's a reason you don't give names to those numbers. But again, nobody's dumb, at least not in my opinion. If I'm in the defensive tackle room and Marvin Wilson's gone for 2 weeks, I can kind of think what the hell happened. So these players got to be aware of their situations and surroundings. And once you tell the team, that information is gonna leak. Even if the kid doesn't go on media and on social media and announce it, he's gonna tell a friend. He's gonna tell his parents. And you know how the media is. A lot of times their sources are close friends and relatives of these guys, and that's how they get their information. So as soon as you tell the team, hey, freaking Derek King caught COVID, but we're not releasing anything off the media, you stay off of social media, you will not, they're still gonna tell a friend. They're still going to tell their mom, hey, mom, this guy caught, such and such, and now here we are. Mom's going to tell somebody, and before you know it, media's going to have a hold of the name and the name of the person anyway. Are you a baseball fan? Yeah, I'm a October baseball fan. I can't watch baseball during, like, the regular season, but I like baseball. We got that dub against Louisville after it freezing on us last game, 31-26. The score's a little closer than the game actually was. I kind of gave them a touchdown at the end there because I wasn't paying attention. I think the next game is Boston College. We might go. Yeah, we still got only an hour in. Yeah, we'll run that game. Why not? Got good conversation going. Braves has been fun to watch this year. Are you a Brave fan, Tyler? If I tell you who I'm a fan of, you're gonna be like, this guy. Because I'm a Yankee fan. So I'm a Yankee fan because my dad was a Yankee fan. So there you go, Yankee fan. You right. Are you gonna do a season prediction vid? Yeah, I'm gonna get down when it's time for that. Probably the week of game week. I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna do a game prediction and kind of go through the schedule and see what I think gonna happen. Game week. I'm thinking about doing that. We got 50 points to spend. Let's put it on this guy. As a matter of fact, let's scout him some more. I'm eventually get on that channel too, T2Y. When I be tuning into your channel, man, you be having y'all guys be going in, man. Y'all be it seemed like it be getting kind of heated in there. I just be watching and laughing. This is kind of an even little matchup right here. Our defense is way better, though. Their offense is better. All right. Let's whoop up on some Eagles. They're about to whoop them again. Braves just beat the Yankees like 30 minutes ago. Okay. They're about to whoop them again. Oh, God. Here we go. What is the Yankees? The Yankees been doing pretty solid this year from what I was watching. Yeah, they beat them 5-1. They only played 7 innings. The Braves are 17-12. The Yankees are 16-10. So yeah, I mean that's both teams have been doing good this year. Why don't they play 7? Is that the normal now? Is it only 7 innings, or what happened with that game? Is that like new? Did the game just get delayed or something like that? Or is that the new COVID rules, only 7-inning games or something? Turn be on a whole other level. All y'all be on a whole different type of level. I come up there and I like to talk some football, but y'all be out there getting personal. I be like, man, I don't know. I might just have to watch this because I don't really do the whole. I talk shit now, but y'all be getting on a different wavelength than me. I just be chilling. It's a doubleheader, then the games are shortened. Okay, so all the games are shortened to 7 innings this year? I didn't know that. How does that make sense though? Like, what's the purpose of shortening a game to 7 innings? There's no fans. You've already been around the players in the stadium and the coaches and the umpires for an entire game. What's 2 extra innings gonna do? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I know games are normally 9 innings, and that's what I'm saying. I don't understand the COVID rule there. It just, I don't know. Don't make sense to me. Yep, I saw them. But all the NBA teams are boycotting. There's no NBA games for the rest of today. Some people are calling for a boycott of the entire rest of the playoffs. I don't know if that's gonna happen. but I know there will be no basketball games on today at all. And one of the Milwaukee Brewers have boycotted their baseball game as well. So players are trying to make their voices heard, man. Let's see what these damn Eagles are about. Oh, he fumbled. They're going to call that back, though. I think he was down. I think it was rolling on the ground when he fumbled. They're going to call that back. Oh, games are normally 9 innings this year. Just if you have 2 games on the same day, it's 7 innings. Got it. So a double header is a 7 inning. Okay. Got you. Makes a little more sense. Makes a little more sense. Again, I still don't see what the extra 2 innings is really going to affect in a doubleheader. I'm pretty sure. I don't think the MLB's like doing a bubble, though, right? Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, they're going to call this fumble back. He was down. Yeah, not surprised. Got to tighten up this defense and not get stiff-armed across the damn field. Tyler says he likes the 7 innings rule. I mean, I guess it makes the games go by faster. That's one of the knocks I've always had on baseball games is they can be very long, man. Dennis, what's going on, man? Here come Dennis with his bullshit. Yeah, they're killing me. They're killing me, Dennis. Who does Miami start the season off with, Dennis, or T2Y, whoever want to answer that question? What's Miami's first game? Is it an ACC team or is it an out-of-conference game? What is it? UAB. UAB? So y'all should throw 50 up on UAB, right? What's your predictions for that game? Real talk. It's UAB. Y'all got this. Y'all got y'all savior at quarterback. Like real talk. Y'all throwing 50, 40 to 50 up on UAB. That should be the expectations for Miami. Tell me I'm wrong. I can see baseball making the jump to 7 innings all time if the viewership keeps falling for a while. Yeah, that would make sense, Tyler. Again, that's one of the knocks on baseball is the length of the games. Games could literally go on for like 4 or 5 hours. We're talking MLB. UAB, we putting up. Dennis said y'all putting up 60. T2Y says 45-13. He said I'm not sleeping on any team. Well, okay. So y'all should put up 45. Interesting. I mean, it's UAB. I kind of agree with you, to be honest. I mean, if Miami's who y'all say they are this year, and that offensive coordinator is the guy y'all say he is, and he got the quarterback that y'all say he got, you got the tackle at the transfer portal that y'all say y'all got, hey, Miami should throw up, I agree, about 45 points. I don't know how good UAB is, but it's UAB at the end of the day. I was thinking 45-13 would be our score against FSU. Yeah, you would think that. When's the last time that's ever happened? Yeah, didn't think so. So who's your first conference game? Who's the Hurricanes' first conference game? If you in here, man, you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button for me. Better yet, spread the word that I'm live and we out here chilling, playing some NCAA. I'm losing to Boston College right now, but I'm trying to make a run, trying to get back in the game. No blooded was up, brother. Oh, you overthrew that by a mile, Chubba. Damn. 35-28. You know what, Teacher White? I'm going to take that as a compliment. Even though I don't think y'all going to score 35 on us. I'm going to take that as a compliment. If you really think Florida State going to score 28 points, that means Mike Norvell done did something right with this offense. Louisville's first conference game. Oh, that's kind of a tough conference. From what I've heard, I don't think Louisville's that good. But from everything I'm hearing, they are hyped up. Apparently, their offense is going to be really good this year. Louisville's got a lot of hype. So that might be a tough conference game tough opening ACC game for y'all. Don't know. Oh, that's a face mask. Come on now. Do you think it's possible that Chuba never sees the field in Tallahassee? I don't expect him to see the field this year, that's for sure. Doesn't make sense if he's really out with a broken collarbone. Yeah. Redshirt him. Go ahead and let him heal up. This is a throwaway season anyway. The only reason this season is important to FSU is because of the new coaching staff. And they need to show recruits that they've changed they've changed the program, right? That they're actually putting a competent product on the field and got rid of the mess that Taggart left us with, right? That's the only reason why this season is important to Florida State. That's like if you're Clemson, while I'm sure Clemson wants to play football, this season isn't important to Clemson. Because what are they playing for ultimately? A fake national championship? You know what I'm saying? So that's just my take on it. Don't rush Purdy this year if you don't have to. Now the question, I know why you're asking that question. The question you're asking is because if he doesn't play this year, which a lot of people thought he might start this year, right? But if he don't play this year, Luke Altmaier is going to be on campus next year. If FSU's able to land the other boy, the guy that we watched taped on yesterday, that's another kid that's on campus after that year. I mean, I think Purdy might be better than Luke Altmaier. I don't think either guy's going to be better than that Miko kid. That's his name, right? Whatever. I don't think either guy's going to be better than him. So, that's you make a valid point. But if Purdy is the guy people think he is, and he comes from the pedigree that we know he comes from, hey, I wouldn't count him out. I wouldn't count him out. All right, Teacher White, thanks for coming in, bro. Go watch SMU versus Memphis. Watch our offensive coordinator lost the game at SMU. Polk, truthfully, Mike Norvell ready to pack his bags and leave Tallahassee already. Dennis, go to bed. Dennis Diaz will be fired this year. So I do think this is a make or break year for Mr. Diaz. I'll say that, no blooded. That's for sure. Like, because they got everything. They got everybody in the transfer portal they was targeting, right? They got the defensive end out of the transfer portal. You got the left tackle to shore up your O-line. You got the quarterback that's supposed to be, even though he's 5'6", he's supposed to be some amazing quarterback. If Manny Diaz wins less than 8 games, I would say 8 games might be a failure. But if they win less than 8, which is mean 7 or 6, I don't know, man. Tyler says, I think Nico has better tape than Chuba, even as a sophomore against varsity talent. Right. I agree with you about Nico. I think he got better tape than Purdy, too. The question's going to be next year, is Altmaier going to really be a factor year one? Right? Believe it or not, Black is still going to be on campus next year. Let's say Black comes out there and he balls this year. Is there a reason to really make the quarterback change next year or not? I don't know. Unless Purdy's the clear odds-on better player and can take that offense to the next level, then yeah, you make that move. Ooh, he dropped a sure touchdown pass right there. But yeah, if FSU's able to sign that Nico kid, that's gonna put everybody on notice. I think he's really on the hot seat too, though. I agree with that. The only saving grace for Manny Diaz, and that's saying that they're gonna have to hold on to those recruits. That's the only saving grace for Manny, is that right now he is recruiting at a very high clip on the trail. But if you go out there this year and you lose 5-6 games and you're a 500 football team again, going to the Belk Music City Bowl or whatever the hell it's called, there's a good chance you're going to get some decommits. So Manny's got a lot to prove this year. And he doesn't have the excuse. He doesn't have the excuses that a Mike Norvell is going to have year one. How long has Manny Diaz been at Miami? Manny Diaz has been at Miami. He was the defensive coordinator. Manny Diaz has been there, 5 years, if not longer? Honestly, Manny Diaz shouldn't be having these problems at Miami. Do you see Blackman going to the NFL before he graduates? No. Now, let's say he comes out here and he balls this year, right? I already see that Mike Norvell has cleaned up his throwing motion. Now, if that results into a more accurate passer, because this is one of the things I was saying yesterday when we were watching that SMU game, right? I'm not debating that Blackman might be more talented than the SMU quarterback was last year, but it is debatable. But what I know from that quarterback from watching SMU games, he put the ball on the money, and that's the biggest, I would argue more so than a cannon for an arm. If you're deadly accurate, that's a bigger attribute or a better attribute to have. So Black can have the biggest arm in the country, but if Black can't make the five-yard pass, what does it matter? If Blackman can show that his accuracy has vastly improved, on top of having a big arm, maybe he's a fifth round or later type of draft pick. It's not out of the realm. His stature is gonna limit him. And it's just, unfortunately, that's his body type. Some guys just don't gain weight like that. So 6'5", 190 is not going to help him very much. So I don't really see him as an NFL prospect, to be honest with you. Chuba's going to have to steal that spot. Somebody's going to have to steal it. Say FSU beat Miami, there goes the recruiting. Blackman needs to be more calmer under pressure. Manny Diaz could lose his job before FSU gets to Miami. I mean, UAB, that's kind of a big first game. Like, it's UAB. So nobody's probably taking that game serious. But remember last year when Miami played those lower rated schools, when Miami played, I think they played Central Michigan, that game was a down to the wire, low scoring game. I think it was Central Michigan. It was like Central Michigan or Toledo or something. Dennis would know if he's still here. I know T2Y said he was going to do some things. If Dennis is here, he knows all the lower rated schools they played. They lost. They won that game, but that was a close game. They lost to FIU. So we can't, if you go out there and you lay an egg game one against UAB, holy cow. London Bridge is going to come tumbling down. Now, I don't expect that to happen. I'm not just going to sit here and say blind Miami hate. You know, I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I would love to see them lose to UAB game one. But I don't expect it from a realistic standpoint. But that Louisville game is going to be a game too to look out for. That's their first conference game. And Louisville is apparently a good team this year. Everybody keeps saying how good of a team Louisville is this year. We're going to see. UAB won the Conference USA Championship. See? So there you go. I don't know what that matters because it's Conference USA. These dudes been a score. Right? I don't know what that necessarily matters. But like T2Y said, man, they better not sleep on any team. Miami's not in a position It's not in a position, in my opinion, to just think they can go out there and win games off of their name alone. No, I agree. No, I understand that, right? But every year is different. Miami's gonna come into this season. I'll say this: Miami is gonna come into this season, man, with a lot of confidence. But then again, they came into the season last year with a lot of confidence. I think the Gators just broke that confidence game one. I don't know, man. I don't like to really go into like the triangle theory, right? Oh, well, they lost to FIU and UAB beat FIU, so therefore UAB would beat Miami, right? I don't quite believe in the triangle theory like that. I think every game is its own game, and every opponent is its own opponent. Styles make matchups and all of that good stuff. And because I believe that, Miami could definitely go out there and put 40 on UAB. The thing about Miami, and I don't know why we're talking so much about the damn Hurricanes, but the thing about Miami that's crazy is they're putting all their stock into this offensive coordinator. Like, if he's just going to come in and that's the only change that Manny Diaz made. There's more to a 6-7 team than a bad offensive coordinator. I don't care what anybody tells you. And I'm losing to Boston College, by the way. So we need to fix that. No blooded. Have you heard about, what do you think about Isaiah Bolden moving to wide receiver? You like the move? I think it's a pretty solid move. Especially for a guy who I don't think was going to get much burn at the corner position because of all the other guys that are stepping up. Akeem Dent moving back to corner has been huge. Jarvis Brownlee emerging. I think you got to find a way to put Isaiah Bolden on the field, and wide receiver seems to be the best option. Great move. Yep, I agree. I think it's a real good move. There's some other moves I'd like to see the staff made. I already talked about one with Goss going to tight end. I still think that's a move they really need to explore. Don't know why they won't. Now, I don't think Goss is going to be the receiving threat that you might necessarily want. But that's a scholarship offensive lineman who is 250, 260 pounds, and you haven't been able to put any weight on him. You might as well put him at the tight end position and let him be an extra blocker. And then you could eventually, you can sneak him out to catch, especially on the goal line, you could sneak a Jalen Goss out there and catch a pass. I think. Yep, I agree, Tyler. I said it before, especially Sheffield, and I'm not saying Wyatt Rector didn't deserve it, because he did. But Sheffield's been busting his butt since he's been on campus. Come on, y'all gotta play some better defense, man. So to see him get put on scholarship, to see them kick a guy like Laybourne, who, if you guys don't know, this week, I think it was Monday, Laybourne put something on his Instagram talking about, oh shoot, he got me. Talking about the coaching staff and he was treated unfairly. He basically just a guy that's been a known problem put out on his Instagram how he was treated unfairly and blase, blase. Quite frankly, I didn't care. Didn't want to hear it. Don't want to hear your sour grapes when you didn't know how to act accordingly as a kid that already had multiple strikes. But to take a scholarship, I bring up Laybourne to say that basically drop that kid and give it to a kid who's been the model of consistency is well-deserved. Laybourne had everything going for him and couldn't keep his nose clean. Where a guy like Sheffield walked on, got it out the mud, and now you see where he's at. A lot of times, man, these kids feel so entitled. Sheffield showed that hard work and all that dedication pays off. And Boston College scored again, so let's see. Especially with Dent, agree. Sheffield looked great. Sheffield looked pretty good against Arizona State. I mean, out of necessity, we needed him to look good, obviously. Ooh, Helton, down the middle. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, I thought Sheffield looked solid. If anything, we know, if the running back room gets ravaged by injuries, we know we'll have some solid guys back there. If by the off chance Corbin, who has injury history, Webb and you're not comfortable with any of the freshmen getting out there, we think we could throw Sheffield out there and he'd be adequate, I believe, until we got healthy or until some of the freshmen came along. I heard Webb might be hurt. Really, I haven't heard that. Was Webb hurt? That sucks. So that dents the depth right there. Even though I've heard Norvell has been praising Toafili a ton. And I keep telling people, I keep saying it, Toafili was the best running back in the class. I know everyone's enamored with that damn Corey Wren. And I like Corey Wren. Because everybody's enamored with the speed. I got it. He's fast. But when we talking running backs, Toafili was the number one running back that we signed. And Norvell's been very high on Toafili. So if Webb is hurt, Toafili, Sheffield, those are guys that'll probably get those snaps that Webb was going to get. I really think we have a solid team. Yeah, I think we got a solid team too. Again, I hate to say it because every time I bring it up, I'm being negative, but the biggest question marks on this team are unfortunately the two most important positions probably on the offense. Offensive line and quarterback. We don't know what we're going to get out of James Blackman. We're hoping that a new coaching staff with a proven track record. I mean, Kenny Dillingham started a true freshman last year in Auburn in the SEC. So we tend to believe he can have some success with James Blackman or Chubba Purdy. If that would have been the case, obviously we know Chubba Purdy won't be there. But we don't know what we're going to get out of James. Man, the last time we saw James Blackman on the football field, he had a complete meltdown against an Arizona State team that was not that good. And that's a fact. Ooh, Warren Thompson, man, Chubba Purdy be throwing dimes out here. The fact is, the last time we saw James Blackman, he had a complete and utter mental breakdown against Arizona State. And after that game, I said I never wanted to see James Blackman again. And I stayed strong on that. Unfortunately, we're going to see him as the starter because the guy that I thought maybe could start from day one is hurt. On the positive side, I've seen some tapes of James Blackman throwing motion has improved. He's tightened up his throwing motion. Release is a lot quicker. I still got to see it on the field. And the second biggest question, of course, is that offensive line, which, I mean, again, we're going to face facts here, folks. When you come on, I'm not here to hype anybody up. When you come over here and listen to me, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I'm going to tell you the truth, or how I see the truth, right? The offensive line still isn't very good. Now, we're hoping that we'll see some maturation. I do think the offensive line will be improved, but that's not saying much as we've been completely terrible the last few years. But again, until I see it, I don't know, man. I don't think the offensive line is going to be very good. The one thing that makes me really doubt it or pessimistic about it is that I haven't heard certain players take the step that I was hoping to hear. I was hoping to hear Chaz Neal was developing, and I haven't heard him. I was hoping to hear Ira Henry was developing, and I haven't heard his name. So that sucks. When you're not hearing some of those younger guys that you think that this is the year where they make that next step, that says that maybe they're just not that talented. I'm going to hold off on judgment, obviously. All of that can change once the season starts. I think our starting five will be solid. Depth's going to be an issue. And if Ira Henry, if Chaz Neal, and some of these other guys, man, that they haven't developed, FSU could be in trouble on the offensive line still. It's just an unfortunate fact. No blooded says, I agree with you, Mr. Polk. Don't remind me of the bowl game. Mr. Polk, tell it like it is. Corey Rand looks a little small right now. That's what hey, Tyler, I said the same thing about Corey. When I saw DeKalen Brooks, who I've seen get ran over by everybody. When I saw DeKalen Brooks pop Corey Wren in the mouth, I said, yeah, Corey Wren's not ready. He's not ready as a true freshman. He can be as fast as he wants, but he ain't ready. He got to put some weight on. We got to get him in the weight room. We got to put some man muscles on Corey Wren right now. Corey Wren ain't ready. Toafili looks a little slim as well. But I think he's transitioned better. He has transitioned better to the college game than Corey Wren has. But I had those same thoughts of Corey Wren when we first signed him. I said, here's a guy who's lightning in a bottle, but you may need a year to develop his body. He was, I think, 170 coming out of high school. You got to put some weight on Corey Wren. And if DeKalen Brooks can smack you in the mouth like that, who's tiny himself, yeah, I threw a pick, no! That was a bad pass by me. And he just took it to the house. Dog it. But if DeKalen Brooks can smack you in the mouth the way I saw in that video, a guy who's known for being too small, yeah, I would hate to see what the guy like Amari Gaynor would do to Corey Wren. Or one of those Clemson backers. You know what I mean? DeKalen Brooks has always been a player that I've felt smart player, heady player. He was always in the right position when I watched Florida State. He was always too small to make an impact on the field. He was either getting pancake blocked or completely ran over. And if he can pop Corey Wren like that, we might want to hold the brakes off on Corey Wren for just a year. I'm not saying that don't mean Corey Wren ain't going to be a good player. But these kids got to develop, man. Got to develop their bodies. Don't do DeKalen like that. I'm just being real, Tyler, man. I mean, look. He's the son of a legend. So he walks around Florida State as royalty. We get that. And again, I think he's a smart, heady player. I think DeKalen probably end up being like a coach, man. But he's too small, in my opinion. At 5'10", 5'11", whatever he is, and I don't know what they list him at, but I swear he has been no bigger than 195 pounds or something like that. And you're playing him at linebacker. Sorry, man. I just ain't a fan of that type of size at Florida State. We should be having 6'2", 6'3", 230-pound backers. We should have Steven Dix and DJ Lundy everywhere. You know what I mean? So DeKalen Brooks just don't fit the mold of the linebackers that you see right now. And he, unfortunately, unlike Emmett Rice, who Emmett Rice came into Florida State, Emmett Rice was a legit, he was like 6'2", but Emmett Rice was only like a legit 195 pounds. But he was 6'2". He was long and lanky, had the frame to fill out. We knew he could gain the weight. As DeKalen got any bigger, him being short and stout, he doesn't have that frame to build. You kind of get what you see in DeKalen Brooks. It's unfortunate. But he's FSU royalty. And he will be as long as his father is who his father is. But on his own merits, yeah, I'm good on DeKalen. But I like him as a kid. I think he's a great kid, though. Don't get me wrong, man. I think he's a great kid. Mr. Polk, you saw that pop on Wren too, bro. That's what I'm saying. Wren got his teeth smashed in the back of his helmet, man. And it wasn't by DJ Lundy. It wasn't by Steven Dix or Kalen DeLoach or Kavion Glenn or Jaleel McCray. It was by DeKalen Brooks, folks. Yeah, we might want to hold off on the Corey Wren bandwagon just a little bit. Don't mean he won't be a good player. Corey Wren got to get some bulk up. That's all. That's all I'm saying. When I say these things, people say I'm hating, I'm negative. No, man, I'm just telling you how I feel. Everybody don't come in year one as a beast. It's just the way football works. Hell, Dalvin Cook didn't start year one as a freshman. Dalvin Cook didn't start until I think halfway through the season. So, and I'm not saying Corey Wren is no Dalvin Cook. I'll say that right now. But I'm just saying, give a guy time to develop. Steven Dix looks like a complete animal. Steven Dix looks like a monster. Lundy does too. I hope Lundy proves me wrong. And I'm not knocking Lundy. I still don't know if Lundy's a side-to-side linebacker. I would love this, and it sucks because I can't watch. Like a spring game would have been so fun to watch, even though I don't think Lundy was there for the spring. But a spring game or a fall game would have been so fun to watch, just so I could see how Lundy moves in space. I just want to see how Lundy moves in space. I really do. I know he's physical because he was a wrestler. I know he's strong. I just want to see how he moves in space. Can he cover sideline to sideline? Can you put Lundy on a tight end and not have to worry about that being a mismatch? Is Lundy an every down backer? Has always been my question. Or do you have to take him out on passing plays? That limits him, right? If he's not an every down backer. That's the only thing I want to see. But he looks like a monster. Steven Dix looks like the old FSU linebacker. Steven Dix is a throwback to Nigel Bradham, Lawrence Timmons. That's what Steven Dix is. Steven Dix is a throwback to those guys. If you remember Dakota Watson, that's who Steven Dix reminds me of, those guys, man. I'm so excited for Steven Dix. I'm excited to see Jaleel McRae as well. What do you think about top 25 poll with the Pac-12 and Big Ten? Did I look at it? I think I looked at it, and it didn't include any of the Big 10, and Pac-10. I got to look at it again. I think Miami came in at 20. I think Florida was like number 4. I don't remember off the top of my head, but again, I don't know if the top 25 even matters this year, right? So we'll see. Dix is going to level some guys this year. I hope he does. And the thing about Dix is I've seen him move, right? So the reason I don't have the same worries about Steven Dix that I have about DJ Lundy is because I've seen Steven Dix run. Steven Dix isn't just big. Steven Dix is fast. That's going to be something to watch for. When I watched Lundy's high school tape at running back, he wasn't very fast and didn't look very fluid in the hips. Just my analysis of it. But I think I've been praising the linebackers all off season. God dog it. I've been praising the linebackers all off season, folks. So when these linebackers come out here and are the crown jewel of this defense, remember, I'm the one who was talking about them first. I'm excited about these linebackers we have this year. Gainer is another animal that people are sleeping on. Everybody's so excited about these freshmen, and Amari Gainer is an animal. Now, the thing about Amari Gainer is the way they're using him, they're not going to be using him as a stand-up backer. He's going to be that tweener. Gainer's going to be, there's Gainer, right? He's going to be over here on the edge, rushing the passer and stuff like that, also dropping back into coverage. That's because he's versatile. But when you have Gainer combined with some of these exciting freshmen, you have a veteran like an Emmett Rice. Leonard Warner is another one. I think Leonard Warner has some of the same flaws that I'm saying about DJ Lundy, right? In my opinion. They're kind of the same. Leonard Warner, I don't consider Leonard Warner a side-to-side linebacker. But having a guy like Leonard Warner to help DJ Lundy out, them having similar skill sets, that's a plus. Haven't heard much about Green McKnight because the defensive backfield's loaded, Tyler. It don't mean Green McKnight ain't a good player, but man, let's be honest. Look at the safeties. Look at the safeties, man. We know Hamsa. We know what he bringing to the table. Hamsa playing for a first round selection this year. I think Hamsa Nasruddin is a fringe first round pick. If he puts together a great season this year, stays injury free, and puts together the same type of season people sleep on Hamsa season last year. Dude had over 100 tackles. Forced fumbles, interceptions. Hamsa was everywhere on the field. He was FSU, not named Marvin Wilson. He was FSU's best defender last year, and it wasn't even close. Hamsa's a fringe first round talent. he puts together the right season, nobody's talking about him. But that's kind of because he's been nursing an injury. He's been rehabbing. So Hampson's there. We got Woodbay there. Everybody is expecting Woodbay to make a comeback after him getting that season-ending injury last year. We all want to see Woodbay make a comeback. Jerrion Jones has came in, and he's been worth all the hype. He's been playing extremely well, and he's lifted the ceiling of that DB room like I thought he would. And then there's Travis J, who is everything everybody was saying he was going to be and more. The most talent, not my words, Adam Fuller's words, Coach Woodson's words. Travis J is the most talented defensive back FSU has, whether it's a corner or a safety. Safety position is loaded. And I didn't even mention a guy like Cyrus Fagan, who is a solid option. Not saying Cyrus Fagan's all world, but I don't feel uncomfortable with Cyrus Fagan in the game. I feel like he'll be in the right positions. There ain't no room for the freshman Green McKnight. So we're going to redshirt him and save him for another year. And as a matter of fact, Purdy, Green McKnight, now that I think about it, there's no need to redshirt him this year because this year doesn't count towards eligibility next year. So guess what? Those guys are still going to be true freshmen next year. So that's awesome for development purposes because you can play. You don't have to play them this year. They don't lose their eligibility. And you can still redshirt them next year. Technically, a guy could be a 3-year freshman with the way the NCAA has things set up right now. Okay, so yeah, nobody said anything since then. So yeah, man, we're too talented in that backfield, man. Haven't heard much about Green McKnight. You know who else you haven't heard much about is Carlos Becker. There's a reason why they're moving Isaiah Bolden to wide receiver. Because there's no room for these guys, man. FSU's too loaded. There's no room for these guys. Demore Tate, the all-world corner that we signed, he's been relatively quiet. I think, man, we got to stop. And I'm not saying you're doing this, Tyler, but I think we got to stop trying to rush some of these guys. We got to remember who we are, man. We're Florida State. We got dogs. And every freshman can't come in here and play right away, period. Some of these guys got to learn and develop. Hey, I got it. Boston College hasn't been that much of a problem for me, cold-blooded. Yeah, man, we got to just remember who we are. I mean, last year, this time, nobody was talking about Browley. Now Browley's considered a major key in that defensive backfield. You know what I'm saying? So, who's to say next year Green McKnight isn't competing? You know what I'm saying? This time last year, nobody was talking about Jarvis Browley. Damn right, we are Florida State. Like Odell would say, we are Florida State, we are unconquered. There's still dogs on this team. Have we been coached? Ooh, look at Hampson with the pick. Have we been coached right? No, we haven't been coached right the last few seasons. But the talent's obviously there. We know for a fact, without any speculation, FSU has at least 2 first-round players on this team. Marvin Wilson and Tamarion Terry. We know that for a fact. How many fringe first-rounders do we got? I think Hamsa's a fringe first-rounder. I think, not Janoris Robinson. I think Kando. I think, man, if Kando can finally put a season together, the dude's got all the measurables to be a first-round pick. And now the game's just getting out of hand. Because they can't fool with us. But this was another, I think, successful live stream, man. I think we had a good live stream. As this game winds down, I'm going to stay on to the end of the game. Another good live stream, man. Another good talk. Talked about a lot today. On this Wednesday, it's going on, I think, 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock if you're Central Time. And like I was saying earlier, man, I think this is the way I'm going to do my, when I play the game, this is the way I'm going to do them. I'm going to just do them live from here on out. And this way I can play the game in the background, and then we can talk about all the FSU news or just sports news in general. Open discussion forums. I like these. I like this format. I like doing this. I think this is pretty cool. Tyler says if Terry runs a 4.3 at the combine, he will go. Exact. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I completely agree. And I expect him to run that. If Terry doesn't run a 4.3, I expect him to run a low 4.4. And at that size, that's going to be a first round. That's going to be a first round pick, easily. That size, that speed, he'll be a first round pick. I mean, look at Hamza Nasruddin's side. Some people say he's going to be running in the 4.4 range. Hamza run at 6'3", 200 plus at safety. He's running a 4.4. That's a first round type. That's first round type of safety, man. That's a Derwin James-esque. I don't think Hampton's as good as Derwin, but you can see similarities in their games, man. They're big hitters. They're tall. They're long, and they're physical. Very similar games. We wasted Derwin James, man. Oh my God, we wasted Derwin James with a terrible defensive. We missed him one year for an injury, and then that final year I feel like we wasted him just with a terrible defensive scheme by Charles Kelly. But Derwin James was our Sean Taylor. He was all of that. And I think Hamza Nasruddin has a very, very similar game to Derwin. I don't think he's as good, but I think he is an NFL player. I really do. Really need this, Mr. Pope. My son has the game tomorrow night under the lights. Oh, that's what's up. High school, right? Thursday. So it's Thursday, yeah. So he's on the JV squad. What position does he play? It's good to see that the high schools are still playing, man. I like to see the high school sports just because kids need those extracurricular activities. Keeps the kids engaged. All that good stuff. So that's cool to see that the high schools are still doing their thing. I love to see that. Middle school. Okay. So what position does he play? See, my middle school, man, we ain't have no dang on football team. You had to play Pop Warner up until high school. Defense line, front four. Okay. So I'm going to need at least 2 sacks tomorrow. For a future Seminole, he's going to need at least 2 sacks tomorrow. That's the goal for the young no-blooded. 2 sacks. The young no-blooded is going to be the next Brian Burns, Bjorn Warner, all of that. Wadsworth. That's what we're looking for in the young no-blooded. First game, 2 sacks. Make your presence felt. And now I'm just running up the score. Yeah, I know JV's in high school. I didn't know your son was just in middle school because JV games are usually on Thursday nights too. Like I said, my middle school when I was growing up, man, we didn't have a football team. You had to play Pop Warner up until high school. He 180. Oh man, he's big. 180 and 180 in middle school. He weighs damn near as much as I do right now. God, oh, I'm not that big a guy, but still, 180 in middle school. Hell yeah, yeah. So like I said, 2 sacks. I want 2 sacks. Tell him that's the goal. We getting 2 sacks, and then we chopping it up. I don't know what the middle school mascot is, and I don't care. We chopping it up after we get them sacks. Oh hell no, you ain't gonna stiff on Nazarene like that. Well, that is AJ Dillon. That guy was a beast. I think AJ Dillon went to the Packers. I think that's kind of a good look for him. Oh yeah, he's gonna be 6. Yeah, he's already 5'6", 180. He's gonna be well over 200 pounds. Miko to the crib. Yeah, this is just getting ugly. This is just getting nasty. This is looking like Jameis Winston's Florida State team right here, man. We just are dominating Boston College. How tall are you, No Blood? Are you around 6'2" or 6'3"? Does he get his height from you? WNBA has boycotted as well. The Mariners won't play today. They are boycotting as well. Like I said, man, the NBA team, these leagues are taking their stuff from the NBA, and when sports stop getting played, for whatever reason it is about sports, man. Sports unites us all, right? Regardless of race, religion, background, whatever. Sports tend to unite everybody. When an athlete starts speaking out and putting their actions to their words, who knows, man? You're gonna start seeing these politicians start talking about it, and it's gonna affect it. It could affect the vote. Give me that. Come on, Asante, you need that. Let's almost do another pick. So all these sport leagues are taking a stand right now. And I think it's dope. So they're boycotting in Wisconsin. The police officer that shot the guy 7 times in the back while he was going. I didn't watch the video because I hate watching videos like that. It just does nothing but make you angry. So I didn't watch the video. I just heard of it. Obviously, apparently the guy. From what I know, or what I think I know, guy was breaking up a fight, goes to leave, his kids are in the car, he's going to leave, police follow him to the car, inquiry ran just took it back to the house, so we just put 70 up on Boston College. But anyway, he's going to his car to leave, kids are in the car, they shoot him 7 times in the back. At no point does anybody they're just following him around, right? At no point does anybody try to detain him, use a taser gun on him to stop him. They just shoot him 7 times in the back. And this is what all the teams right now are boycotting. The shooting of, from what I heard, that man's still alive though. He didn't die. He survived. Which is amazing. That he was shot 7 times in the back and lived. Last I heard. I'd have to look that up again. But last I heard, the brother lived Jacob Blake is the guy's name, and he's still alive. So it's a tragedy that. But again, it's because I don't want to get too into this stuff, but I'm gonna just say it because as a person, as myself, as a United States military person, where you get put in hostile situations overseas, I find it so crazy that as a military soldiers have more restraint than policemen in this country, and that's because of the accountability. If I go overseas and shoot an innocent person, there's a different level of I can get charged for war crimes as a soldier, whereas these guys don't even get charged crimes here as police civilians. You know what I mean? And it's that accountability though that allows these police to do these things without fear of any type of repercussion. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But that's what they're boycotting Tyler. He's paralyzed from the waist down, but he did survive though, which is still amazing. It sucks that the man's paralyzed for the rest of his freaking life, but it's amazing that he survived. And if I'm him, I sue the damn police. I sue that city, whatever, the police department for every nickel. I know it's not all about money, but damn it, I'm suing for every nickel and dime I can get out of them. And of course the police officer needs to be arrested, but I don't even know if that's happened. I don't know if that guy's in custody. And that's the accountability I'm talking about when it comes to that stuff. These guys, they kill people. They kill a kid in the yard who's playing with a toy gun, and nothing happens. If I did that in Iraq, I go to court martial and face prison time. So why is it that a United States soldier in a hostile environment where people are looking to kill me are held to a higher standard than a policeman whose job is to protect and serve, who's not in a hostile environment, he's just riding through the neighborhood? Why is there two different levels of accountability there? They don't know if it will be that way permanently. Okay, so at least he has a chance to recover. That's. But that's it, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Another little live stream. We destroyed Boston College. And we whooped up on some Louisville Cardinals today. And it's your boy, Polk County Noel. And like always, stay classy, Seminoles. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share. Next week, I plan on doing the same thing. I'm trying to make a little weekly live stream to keep the content flowing. Also, look out for the Luke Altmaier and some of these other guys breakdown. I know Tyler requested it. So that's what we're going to do there, too. And, man, y'all have a good day, man. And we out here. See y'all guys later.